Hey, what's up guys, Mashin here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be talking about 116% ROIs, every major capsule that you can think of, meaning the past 3 and a little bit more. Let's hop on into it. Alright, now stop right there. I know you want to click away. I'm going to be talking about the ROI of every single capsule that you can buy from the shop in CSGO. It's going to take me a minute and a half. Please do not click away. I know how much you like to click away during this segment. This takes me hours to do, and if you could just give me 1 minute to explain it without dropping my watch time, that would be absolutely perfect. But before we get to that, a quick word from our sponsor, CS Bumps. The sponsor for today's video is CS Bumps. CS Bumps is a brand new trading website that operates on a peer-to-peer system. All they're doing is giving you a platform to find the traders that you want to connect with most. The website itself has a ton of useful features, like showing you the stickers on a skin and having automated crypto payments. All you have to do is throw up your items and people are instantly going to be able to see what you're looking for. And the best part is they also have their own pricing feature, which gives you a rough estimate of what your items should be worth in a trade. And if you're one of the first 5 to use code SHINY5, you're going to be grabbing a week of their premium service for free. And as always, make sure to check them out in the top link of the description. Back to the video. Basically, what's been going on is we're seeing a lot of capsules increase in ROI. This is a potential great money maker for you as an investor in a very non-traditional sense. And that's because a significant amount of these capsules are going up in ROI, most likely due to the fact that people are not unboxing them as much as they were in the past. Now, this is not every capsule, obviously. You can find the full list on screen or in the description of pretty much any video, but the thing is, I just want to point this out because this is a very significant turn of events. Most of these capsules we used to see around a low really ROI, and now we're starting to see a ton of them reaching up into the 90s. I had to have a whole 90% column created, which included 6 capsules this time because of this inflation ROI, as I'm calling it. It's not really inflation, it's actually relatively a good thing because that means that all these capsules are roughly reaching their equilibriums. And if we head down to the other things you can unbox, the pin capsules, the graffiti boxes, and the patch packs, all of these are looking pretty nice as well. We're seeing an increase for the majority of them. Graffiti boxes, 2 of them are over 100%, which is absolutely crazy. And the biggest thing I want to talk about, Team Rolls capsule at 116% ROI. Now, this is due to the interesting dynamic of the Team Roll capsule being that there's no purples and only 1 pink inside of it. Very interesting, and honestly something you might want to check out if you're interested in gambling a little bit, because it's probably one of the better things to open up because you can actually turn a profit in the short term in a small amount. To those of you who stayed through that, I want to thank you. To those that skipped ahead, I'm very disappointed in you. And the first thing I want to talk about is if there's ever a video you want to see on the channel, make sure to drop it down in the comments below. This video, I'm going to call it, was requested by Luke. I don't know if it really was, if he was just sending me a message about it to get my thoughts on it, but I'm going to make a whole video because I think that's funny and it's good content. Now, I'm going to be talking about all 3 capsules, Stockholm, Antwerp, and Rio. I've got the ROIs down and we're going to be giving an analysis on every single one. Biggest thing I want to point out is I have my investments right here. They haven't changed in any time. I'll let you know when they change. I might potentially invest into Rio. I don't know. I haven't really decided that yet. I just want to throw that out there because people always like to comment about it. I've also made a ton of videos about Antwerp in the past, so it's not like my opinion has just shifted. You can find my pretty consistent opinion through a lot of videos. But talking about Stockholm first here, Stockholm is in a very interesting position. If you want to look at the past ROIs, Stockholm usually had an outlier, and that was the Challengers capsule. I'm not going to be talking about the champions or the finalist capsules here because they're pretty irrelevant at this point in my opinion. But the Challengers capsule for Stockholm always had a pretty low ROI compared to the other 2. And when we look at the graphs, it's obvious why. This capsule has obviously been a pretty expensive capsule every step of the way. It's been much more expensive than the rest of them, and that's most likely due to the fact that there just isn't a ton of them out there, whereas there is when you compare it to the contenders and the Legends capsule specifically. But when you fast forward to today's talking about Stockholm, you're going to see that all 3 of these capsules are sitting at pretty much the same exact ROI, which could mean one of 2 things. One, that means that all of these capsules are most likely going to stagnate for the future, or 2, which is probably a little bit more likely I would say at this point, is that we might see a little bit more of a price increase from that Challengers capsule. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, this is all speculative, you can make your own inferences about the data, but it's just very interesting how they have all kind of evened out at around 40 to 45-ish% ROI, which was not the case earlier. earlier. Now talking about Antwerp here, Antwerp is in a very interesting position because Antwerp used to be around 55 to 60% ROI. You can see the old data here. All three of those capsules were sitting around that percentage for ROI. Fast forward to today, it's in a extremely interesting position because we're seeing the Legends capsule at 44% with the other two sitting at 66 and 63%. And I mean, obviously the Legends capsule is up in price. If we look at the graph here, you can see that the Legends capsule pretty much out of nowhere just started rising and really took a long time to stop. And that's probably why we're looking at a pretty significant ROI compared to the contenders or the challengers. But I think from this data, you can reasonably conclude that the contenders and the challengers most likely should be increasing in price at least a little bit. Obviously, we're making our own inferences about the data, and that's exactly what the data is saying, not specifically what the market is going to do. As we know, CSGO as an investment point is really only profitable because people do dumb things and waste money. However, I will say, considering the rest of the Antwerp capsules, the challengers and the contenders is really at the bottom when we're talking about price-wise, I think that is some good news for those people who are invested into those capsules. The problem is ROI doesn't determine everything. As you know, and as we previously mentioned just a couple minutes ago, if you actually watched that, ROIs can be over 100% some of the time, and that's just because the desirability of that certain thing is not very high. Now, if you want my honest opinion, I think we're probably going to see the contenders capsule grow more than the actual challengers capsule, and that's pretty easy to see in my opinion, because when we look at the actual stickers inside of it, contenders capsule has got that 9Z hollow, which has been on an absolute tear this past month. Compare that to one of the more productive hollows from the challengers capsule, the G2 hollow. Obviously it's been up, but just not as significantly. And then the last and most important thing I want to talk about is actually RIO, because RIO has been overlooked as an investment. Obviously the investment period is still going on for RIO. However, I want to tell you just how few people are unboxing this capsule. Obviously we know the crafts aren't being made. We know people really aren't unboxing this capsule, but I want to tell you that this capsule right now could almost make you money by opening it. That sounds absolutely insane, but we're going to be talking about the three capsules, or the three ones where you can get stickers for teams, capsules for RIO. The first one I want to talk about is the Legends capsule. Legends capsule sitting at 46% ROI. This is absolutely horrendous. No one should be opening this capsule, especially considering you can buy it for a pretty reasonable price of 25 cents. And honestly, at that point, I think you would just might as well go with one of the other ones that are out there. But I think this one is so low because we're seeing the Antwerp and Stockholm Legends prices go up, and therefore people just kind of open up this one because they look at that trend of this is the cheapest one. Whereas you compare it to the contenders and the challengers, people are obviously opting towards Antwerp in this area over RIO. And that's very obvious because we're seeing an 86 and 90% ROI for the contenders and challengers capsules respectively, which is absolutely insane. RIO should not be getting this high of numbers, and there's very obvious reasons as to why it's happening. The first one, if we're talking about the contenders, is the OO Nation sticker. This one makes sense because OO Nation was something we've never seen in the past. It's very desirable in its sticker form, like just its straight up blue sticker form. If you unbox it, you will make profit. That is absolutely insane. I can't remember another sticker capsule where you could open a blue and make profit. Talking about the glitter form of it, if you open it up, you're going to be making almost 8 times your money. It's almost $2 for a glitter, and the hollow version of it is almost $9. Now this is very important because this adds almost 10 cents of expected value to the capsule as a whole, meaning that the rest of the stickers inside of it only have to make up 15 cents for you to get back to even. They make up around 12 cents, which puts us at an 86% ROI. Wow, this video is already so long. Talking about the challengers capsule here, 90.6% ROI. Very similar situation. What we're seeing here is that the mouse paper comes in at 23 cents, but the reason this one has a little bit of an ROI that's a little bit higher is because it also has the Cloud9 stickers inside of it. It's got mouse and Cloud9, both of which are overperforming pretty much every other sticker inside of this capsule, and almost for RIO in general, which gives it a ton of expected value, and that's why the ROI is sitting at over 90%. Now, what does this mean? At this point, we don't really know, but all we know is that's the end of the video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.